Let them women have this because there's no need for that, right?
There's a reason why this happens, and I'm really not trying to, put anyone down or anything, but I'm just laying out the facts of the matter. The men who wear these were raised by their mothers, single mothers, and so they end up picking up these traits, especially when some of them end up getting girlfriends. They just continued it right on. And I'm not sure if this just started this year or last year or whenever, but this needs to come to a stop. Because any man that I see with a bonnet on his head, dude, I'm not taking you seriously at all, or nothing but a joke to me. And then I find you very feminine at that. And I don't care how swole you are or whatever. Nah, that's not going to cover up the femininity. And like me, we see right through that. Cracks me up, some of you who wear that shit have the nerve to get on here with that shit on your head and try to talk about somebody else. The thing is, period, y'all don't need none of that. Not a goddamn thing. You don't need shit to protect your hair. Seriously, by far some of the most ignorant shit I've ever heard from some of our people. Especially the men. Please, do yourself a favor and stop wearing that shit. And stop making a bad representation of us.
Here's another woman, right? Say I don't have a voice, right? To help support black men because I'm not black, right? Okay? And this is on a video where a man, right, is telling young black men to stop wearing bonnets. You have to respect your image. You have to know that you're a community. You're representing other black men, right? Showing that you're not, that you're not just, this is not a masculine image. This is not a proper image to represent other black men. You want to be a good beacon, good symbol for black men, right? Wearing bonnet shows you that you're not, right? I believe that black men, the average black men, don't control their public image, right? And there are some black men trying to push back and take back control of their public image. Like this man right here that I'm from this video coming from, right? You can see this right here about black men being violent. I believe the average black man is not violent, right? And I believe that media is controlling it, right? Pushing that narrative so black men are just living that stereotype, right? We have people like Kevin Samuel had tried to push the good, proper image for black men, right? Wearing suit, being powerful, being smart, being articulate, being logical, right? We have other black men, especially in new social media, trying to push the same thing, right? But it's because of women like this that help perpetuate it, right? Because of people like, let's say, Tyler Perry, who constantly show black men beating black women. But who does he gear towards? He geared towards black women, right? He gears towards white America, perpetuating that stereotype. Why I say black men don't control their image? Let's think about this. The men that wear bonnets, where do they get that from? Not other black men, not older black men, right? They get it from their mothers, right? Like this right here. Black women that don't care about black men's image, right? They help perpetuate it. They want to, because why? They survive off of these Tyler Perry movies. This all this other. They raise single men. They raise men that survive off of it too. This is the problem right here. You can see all her comments. She's the problem. You see, this is funny that please watch my other video where I say black men don't control their public image, right? I wanted to go into a little bit more detail to talk, because I say, people like in the Red Pill community, Passport Bros, Kevin Samuels, right? There are black men in these communities, and they're voicing their opinions, and it don't matter if you're black, because women still bash them the same, right? The thing is that if all men come in solidarity, right? Support each other, push the movement, push the correct speeches, push the correct narratives, right? That promotes men, promotes better men, right? It will make for a stronger movement, and it don't matter about these crazy women that have to jump in and put men down, right? Because then they definitely attacked Kevin Samuels. They attack Passport Bros. They attack any men, black men especially, in these movements. Movements, right, that are trying to improve oneself, right? Improve your fellow men, right? Be better men, right? Be stronger men, be well-educated, be respectful, be a better image for your fellow men, right? But they come in and bash it. They bash those men, right? That's why other men come in to support. Why do you think these movements are becoming so popular with so much traction on them, right? Because of women like this, you know, because we want to support other men, right? Show that we stand by you. I want to show that I stand by my fellow black brothers, you know, that I support your struggle, that I even know your struggle, you know, because I do date black women, right? I know your struggle, right? Black men don't control their image, right? Because the media don't allow it. Because the media is women gear. So I believe society is geared towards women, right? So again, like I said in the other video, we have Tyler Perry, who's terrible for black men, you know, with how he portrays black men. And social media in general, TV, all this, they're terrible because how they portray black men, right? And you think about this, these black men that perpetuate terrible images, they're raised by single mothers. Like that, right? Put on bonnets, those are raised by single mothers, right? Generally, statistically, the men that are the most violent men are raised by single mothers. It has to say something, right? It's not the men's fault because men don't have a chance to guide other men because they will be bashed by women. Know it. This is the issue, right? Men not supporting other men, right? He says that black man is wrong, right? A bonnet is used, right? Not a woman's bonnet. I'm not even black and I could Google this shit. That's not a woman's bonnet. That's not a woman's bonnet. Literally, right? There are young black men wearing women's bonnet. Okay? Literally, right? This is why men can't control their image, right? This man, sadly, right, is helping portray the terrible image that certain men have. Why do you want to perpetuate that kind of image? I mean, unless you wear women's bonnet as well, so you want to help promote it. Literally, I don't need to be black to Google things that are specifically made for men, right? That does not look like a woman's bonnet. And this is very service level Googling. I mean, come on. And I've seen, right, black men with dreads wearing things like this before. I mean, come on, man. Why would you do this? I mean, like, saying he's wrong, and you're saying I'm wrong. I'm not even black. I could Google it. This is a sad excuse for a man. I'm sorry. You're terrible.
I'm up tall.
Nice to meet you, Father.
You know what I mean?
What's your name?
Shut up.
Man.
Yeah.
In the last few, and let's preface, I ain't black, right? But I, again, support black men, and I support the betterment of black men, right? Because I support men in general. This video, right? And if you can see, it's just Blueface and all his crazy drama they just constantly having with his girlfriend or baby, whatever, I don't know. In the last few videos, I've been talking about black men's public image, right? And they don't control it. And that the black man's image is geared towards white America and to black women, right? Because they deem to perpetuate this, right? You deal with ratchet women, right? Let whatever the Blueface's girlfriend is, and he's ratchet as well. You know, he's this is a man, right, that tattoos his face, pretty much always with toxicity around him, you know, and yet you wonder why I'm talking about black men's public image, right? The whole bonnet, wearing the bonnet, right, perpetuated by single mothers. We have people like Kevin Samuels trying to lift up the black man's image, right? Suit, being strong, being confident, being proper, you know, just having an image that, you know what, you cannot look down on, right? And we have other black men, right? The red pill community, the passport bros, right? Those are the type of men that don't do those hood stuff, and they don't condone it, right? They want tradition. Go back to old traditions, you know, man is a household, man is a leader, women follow, feminine women, stuff like that. You know, they believe in principles. They have principles, right? And it shows, you know, because they want a traditional person to be with them. Not like how Blueface is. Like, this is a man who could have plenty of women, but he's constantly choosing toxicity to be with. It shows you that where his mental's at, right? And look, this part is a father. This is another old man that's left in the mindset in the hood, right? And that's what we're talking about. We want to, I want to show that there are black men out there wanting a better image for his community, for his fellow black men. That's the videos I've been showing. This is a video is a sad representation of black men's image in public.
I initially came in on the question of, do black women prefer the gangsters, the thugs, the drug dealers, the scammers?
Yeah.
May I start there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna sound weird, but I am weird, so I say yes. Yes, they do. And the reason that I say yes, they do, is because me as a black woman, why are y'all laughing at me? Can I get my statement out?
Yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Me as a black woman, who has grown up in white suburbia mostly my entire life, and honestly didn't have the blinders of white supremacy ripped from my eyes until I was in my mid-20s. Didn't realize the repercussions of us immersing ourselves into society the way that we do alongside of white supremacy. I feel that a lot of black women, especially who are out of the ghetto and possibly moved towards the hood, because I think there's a difference between the two, want a black man that they can still see as a black man and not as a sellout black man. I believe they don't want the supposed corporate, and anybody, you could say nope, but anybody who has risen up into the ranks, there is a supposed sense of sellout in that person.
See, this video is like very insane, right? I guess I've been stuck on I've been trying to drill the image of a community, right, to other people, because that's important, right? How you represent your community is important. That's why stereotypes could happen, right? Or do happen, right? It's the wrong representation of your community being perpetuated by society, right? So you want to counter that with a better image of your community, right? So for this woman, she believes blackness is being a criminal. Be more specific, blackness is a scammer, a thug, a drug dealer, I don't know, a gangster, shit like that. That's what she thinks. She thinks being a black man, she believes black men let's say as stockbrokers, as CEOs of a company, white companies or whatever, you know, that's white society, I guess, you know, being CEOs of companies, being a manager of whatever, you know, is you selling out to the white man. Yeah, it's sad, right? But this is the image we're talking about right here, right? So, and she says she's suburban. Okay, great. But as a black woman, your belief that the image for a black man is as a criminal is sad, right? Which is why I say that black men don't control their image, right? Because social media, TVs, movies, right, are geared towards black women in white society, so they could push this narrative, right, that black men are criminals. So that's what you should do. You should live with that. That's what you should look for, criminals, because anything less is less of a man, or not. There's no men like that. There's no good men or counter men out there, you know, men that defies the stereotypes. There's none of those out there. This is what I've been talking about in my last few videos, right? The bonnets, you know, it doesn't help perpetuate a strong masculine image, right? And you want to perpetuate that for your community, right? It doesn't. It shows you that, you know what, where your thought lies, controlled by your mama, right? Controlled by your single mama.